Good morning. I'm Mayor Gloria Garcia. Welcome to the 2015 State of the City Address. It has been said that the quality of our lives is determined by the quality of our contributions. When we work to elevate the life of others, our life improves automatically. It is in this spirit that elevating the quality of life in Victorville became the underlying theme of the plan adopted by our City Council during the first strategic planning session held last year. So what did elevating the quality of life mean to us? It meant developing a plan based on two main areas that will elevate our city: a thriving community and a growing economy. To successfully elevate the quality of life, a community needs both community development and economic development. Community development, first and foremost, means a safer community. It means a cleaner and prettier community, and it means better public support and trust. In the area of economic development, our team decided to focus on higher value residential, better paying jobs, and a fiscally strong city government. Calvin Coolidge famously said, "All growth depends upon activity. There is no development physically or intellectually without effort, and effort means work." We would like to share with you some of the highlights of the work we are doing in these areas. And we'll begin with Council Member Jim Kennedy, who will give us an update on the safety of our community. Mr. Jim Kennedy.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Every member of this City Council knows that our first duty is public safety. So I want to take my time to talk about what we've done in this area. In October of 2014, we added 3 additional deputies, bringing our total of sworn deputies to 69 in the city of Victorville. Between Thanksgiving and New Year's holidays, we used grant funds to pay for 2 programs, holiday retail theft and DUI suppression. 822 man-hours provided high-quality visibility of police to discourage crimes of opportunity in our retail corridors. Deputies conducted a total of 25 pedestrian and 6 vehicle checks, 274 traffic stops, 28 tows, 14 DUI, 13 felony, 18 misdemeanor arrests, 115 citations, and 25 suspended or revoked licenses. They were busy. A new public safety video network was initiated in October 2014. It allows real-time command and control of both fixed and maneuverable cameras throughout the retail corridors in the city. Phase 1 of the project focuses on upgrading the existing citywide system and adding several new strategically placed cameras. We also focused on code enforcement to improve public safety in 2014. Our alcohol development code was modified in November to limit the number of liquor stores within concentrated areas and to prohibit small alcohol retailers, bars, nightclubs, near sensitive land uses such as residential areas. We've also adopted an interim ordinance that prohibits new money service businesses citywide. The Planning Commission will continue workshops on some other problematic uses such as massage parlors, pawn shops, smoke shops. The workshops may result in other recommended code amendments to collectively enhance safety-related code enforcement efforts. Last, Victorville Police continue to make progress toward long-term solutions to homelessness through their efforts with homeless outreach and protective enforcement, otherwise known as Project Hope. We've heard a lot of the results of this project at the council level. Victorville deputies continue to perform monthly sweeps and issue citations for loitering and panhandling. But it's important to understand that being homeless is not a crime. all citizens have the right to be in public places as long as their activities are lawful and peaceful. I want to interject one other thought at this moment about panhandling. Everybody, do us all a favor and don't make panhandling profitable. If you feel like you must give something to a panhandler, don't give them money, give them directions to the Project Hope office at the Sheriff's Department. If they are truly in need, they'll get help they need from that project. The worst thing we can do for panhandling is to give money. The HOPE Project is an innovative effort with the County Behavioral Health Department and other agencies to secure housing and other resources for those in need. However, homeless people must be willing to accept those services. In 2014, the HOPE team contacted 162 homeless individuals in the city. 24 were identified as veterans. Over 70 of these people currently live in the Mojave River Basin. 31 individuals are in the process of receiving assistance for housing. In 2015, the City of Victorville and the HOPE team will be working together to close the Mojave Riverbed. At the same time, we will continue to offer assistance to securing housing and other resources for the displaced homeless population. This council is absolutely committed to public safety in 2015. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. There is an old African proverb that says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. We have begun this process and working toward our goal of making Victorville a cleaner and prettier community with higher value residential. To tell you more about that, here is Council Member Ryan McCochran.
Good morning. Do you have any New England Patriot fans in the room? Well, we have one over here. I have to point him out. He's actually wearing a jersey this morning. Yeah, there you go. Now, next year Denver will be there, so I don't mind. In October 2014, a focus group meeting was conducted with single-family residence design guidelines and development standards as our top priority. The focus group included representatives from the City Council, the Planning Commission, city staff, the building industry, and the public. In January, the City Council held a public hearing for an ordinance outlining the guidelines and standards resulting from the focus group efforts, projected to become effective this March. These guidelines and standards will affect all new single-family developments and focus on the inherent value and private ownership of properties in Victorville, emphasizing communities that promote neighborly development, improving front porch standards, which increase surveillance of the streetscape in front of your house, de-emphasize garages so they're not the major thing you see when you look at the front of the house, orient active living spaces towards the street. This will also encourage a variety of floor plans and building elevations, so what you don't see is some sort of cookie cutter look on any given street. We are establishing new landscaping standards for yards and local streets. Combined with the landscape development standards that became effective this month, these guidelines and standards clarify requirements so code enforcement can properly address these going forward. As well, in 2014, we went into residential proactive code enforcement. Most of you may know that prior to this, we were very reactive. The council committed to being proactive in 2014, and some of the results I'm going to share with you. Code enforcement has canvassed neighborhoods and conducted front yard property inspections for 3 large residential areas, selected based upon population density, concentration of rental units, and code enforcement complaint histories. Initial notices were not punitive, but informed occupants of items that were violating our codes. Follow-up inspections have been completed on 2 of the 3 residential areas, with initial inspections underway for a 4th. In addition to community cleanup days held in April and October each year, which many of you participate in, let me see your show of hands. How many people help clean up our city every year? Thank you so much. Code Enforcement and Burtech Waste teamed up for the first targeted area cleanup in December. This focus area was north of Mojave Road and east of Amargosa Road, allowing residents to dispose of large waste items free of charge at a collection site. Over 21 tons of waste and recyclable materials were collected. Targeted area cleanups will be conducted quarterly in 2015. The city has also been focusing on demolition of derelict properties. In November, demolition efforts included 5 severely blighted structures removed under court order. One of the projects was actually featured by Rob McMillan of Channel 7 ABC News. I'm not sure how many of you saw that, but we do get some news coverage up here. And also the next project is expected to begin in spring of 2015. The City Council has also shown a commitment to making Victorville a healthy community. We just passed a non-smoking ordinance which was recently approved, which prohibits smoking in all city parks, sports fields, and recreation areas. And we appreciate all the hospitals in the room. They were very supportive of our efforts in that regard. We are also bringing positive choices and healthier businesses to the city. We have 3 new gyms in Victorville, believe it or not: In Shape Health Club, Planet Fitness, and Be Fit Personal Training Center, as well as World Gym moved and expanded. So how many of you are a member of at least one of those gyms in here? All right, you're getting healthy. We're glad to see that. We also have a Waba Grill, which is under construction at the Desert Sky Plaza on Civic Drive and Roy Rogers Drive. As well, recreational activities like Run in the Park and disc golf tournaments are also helping emphasize the importance of fitness in Victorville. As we put better controls in place to improve our city, working with the building industry and citizenry is bound to make Victorville a cleaner and prettier community that will add value to residential properties in 2015. Thank you.
Without publicity, there can be no public support. And without public support, every nation must decay. These words ring true today, almost 150 years after they were uttered by Benjamin Disraeli. And to tell us about how the city is garnering public support and trust, here's Council Member Eric Negrete.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. These events are fantastic and well done, and I just, for one, plan on participating a lot more in the upcoming years. Public support and trust allow communities to elevate themselves to higher standards, and in Victorville, we are doing our part in promoting community activities and public services. The annual Spring Festival and Egg Hunt was held at Hook Park in April. More than 700 children enjoyed the egg hunt and other festival activities with over 40 vendors. This represents an increase of 60% compared to 2013. The annual Fall Festival was held outside City Hall in October. The one-day event focused on celebrating the spice of life. Thousands of visitors enjoyed entertainment and shopping at over 100 booths. The city hosted the 18th Annual Veterans Day Parade and Ceremony on November 11th. This year's event also included the Freedom Run, a mile run with 24 participants. So I'm not a member of one of those gyms, but I think I can do a mile next year. In December, the annual tree lighting ceremony was hosted outside of City Hall. This is one of the city's oldest and most cherished traditions. Hundreds of attendees were greeted by Mrs. Claus, enjoyed free cookies, hot chocolate, Christmas carols, and visited with Santa. Our citizens and City Council also recognize that sustainability helps improve the quality of life. You're going to be hearing a lot about quality of life over the next few years. In an effort to shed light on sustainability and its impact on our community, the inaugural Victor Valley Environmental Awareness Day was held at the Mall of Victor Valley in October. The goal of the event was to educate residents regarding services and programs available to improve the environmental quality of our high desert community. The city's solid waste and water conservation divisions were joined by representatives of the other high desert cities, utility companies, and government agencies to distribute literature and showcase available green programs, free services, and utility incentives. Additionally, 13 Victorville schools participated in Victorville Recycles Week this November. The annual event allows schools to participate in class presentations, assemblies, recycling drives, as well as poster, photography, and sculpture contests to earn points and cash prizes. The announcement of the winners for this year's recycled sculpture and poster contest took place at the January 20th City Council meeting. Lastly, our Parks and Recreation Division continues to be very active. The Victorville Rec Pages resumed publication in January 2014 after a 3-year hiatus. The publication is packed with hundreds of activities for youth, including art, music, dance, fitness, and more, and serves as a way of communicating news and information about services and upcoming events to help keep residents connected to the community. For more than 50 years, Victorville has had a rich history of celebrating events, activities, and services that build a strong sense of community, and that tradition will continue in 2015.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As Benjamin Franklin so eloquently put, without continued growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. To tell us about the business growth and financial progress, I would like to call on Mayor Pro Tem, Mr. Jim Cox.
Good morning. When we did this a year ago, I stated that things were looking up, and the priority of the City Council of the City of Victorville, we had 3 priorities: jobs, jobs, and jobs. We're still concentrating on those. That will continue to be the focus, and we're going to continue to have success. The city's economic development team launched a Made in Victorville marketing campaign. They won't let me tell my joke about having to expand the maternity wards, but the recent launch of the new economic development website is a showcase of various opportunities available. If you have not accessed that, please do. It's really interesting. Another sign of growth is the new dealership we added in 2014, Desert Fiat, currently open at La Paz Drive near the McDonald's in DCD. Another notable addition for the benefit of the whole valley is Park University at Victor Valley College. We know that for years people have been talking about some ways that the local students can get a bachelor's degree. Now they can. You need to look into that. We've had numerous expansions, numerous new stores, restaurants opened in 2014, and not all of those bring higher paying jobs, but they do bring jobs. It takes everything from the lowest paid to the highest paid to make the community work, and while we concentrate on higher paying jobs, we do everything we can to create jobs and put as many people to work as we possibly can. Some of those new developments, the Crossroads Shopping Center at 395 and Palmdale Road, and if you haven't seen that, please do. You'll be surprised at the new stores that are there. They're continuing to build and they're continuing to grow. New restaurants such as Steak and Shake, the Tilted Kilt. Every time I've been there, I think the whole valley is there. And Renee Allen's Mac and Cheese and more. Charlotte Roos and Charlie's Philly Steak at the mall. Great place to eat, by the way. Large number of other businesses throughout the city. And you've read, I'm sure, in the past that we have no housing starts. 46 new single-family residence permits in 2014, 24 new houses completed, 20 under construction. We are continuing to grow, and we continue to support growth and development for the city. It is good for us, it's good for the valley. SCLA, a place that had a lot of interest and a lot of activity, and the city council does its best to continue expanding, and we do have a lot of jobs. Boeing conducted flight testing for a variety of aircraft through 2014. And for those people who have watched, you see all kinds of new aircraft flying in at that area. And right now, we have customers including Air Canada, China Airlines, China Southern, Qantas. And so those are part of the activities that we're involved in with the airline industry. The painting is still occurring there, leading edge. It has included a newly manufactured Boeing aircraft delivered for customers such as Kenyan Airlines. They paint those, fly them in, paint them, fly them out. Leading Edge recently extended its lease at SCLA to continue satisfying the demand. We know that's going to continue in the future. Also, there's a lot of filming activity at SCLA. Southwest Airlines shot a commercial at SCLA. An episode of Motor Trend called Roadkill Shootout. I did not see that. That was filmed in August. And in December, SCLA hosted a reality television show called Germany's Top Model. We've had a lot of inquiry about that, but more inquiry about the music video that we shot with Rihanna. And I can't tell you anything about that because they wouldn't let me know she was there, but she was. In 2015, we're looking at a lot of activity that will continue to elevate our city. A multi-tenant building at Goodyear Plaza near Lowe's and Roadhouse Grill is under construction. Planned tenants there include Michael's, Staples, Dollar Tree, and we don't know the rest, but I know they're working on it. Renovations are underway. A lot of excitement at the Ambassador Inn on Palmdale Road, which will be changing to a Holiday Inn. Dickey's Barbecue Pit at the Desert Sky Plaza, that's at Civic and Roy Rogers Drive. A 170-bed skilled nursing facility at Winona and 11th. A new O'Reilly's Auto Parts. We've captured the automobile dealers. We're going to capture the auto parts too, I think. At Palmdale Road in Delgado, 2 builders are constructing new housing tracts in Victorville. One is currently building 4 model homes. The other has 16 homes under construction, and another building in the process of obtaining permits. So when they tell you that we don't support building houses in Victorville, statistics are different. Over the past 4 years, we've seen continuous growth of business choosing Victorville as their new homes. For 2015 and beyond, our council and staff are committed to continuing that trend because, as we have said, one of the most important things that we can deal with is creating jobs, jobs, and jobs. So coming up next, Mayor Garcia will give an overview of infrastructure projects completed in 2014 and those planned in 2015 and beyond.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. The infrastructure and transportation network of our city is a vital part of thriving community. We have made strides in 2014 and we have planned for 2015 and beyond to further ease the pressure caused by traffic and road conditions. Here is a look at what we accomplished in 2014. Along La Mesa, new traffic signals were installed at Delgado Road, Alvarado Road, and Pacoima Road at an approximate cost of $1,200,000. This was made possible by a grant from Congestion Mitigation and Air Quality and MDAQ-MD funding, and included a fiber optic interconnect from Nisqually Interchange to Amethyst Road. In an effort to make the intersection at Mojave Drive and Cobalt Road safer, a new traffic signal was installed near West Creek Elementary School at a cost of $443,000. The city was fortunate to receive a contribution of $150,000 from the Adelano Elementary School District for this project. Sections of dirt road were paved along Seneca Road between Hesperia Road and Woodland Drive at an approximate cost of $247,000. This project was funded through Measure I and a developer deposit and improved the drainage in the subdivision. New sections of sidewalk were constructed on the south side of Seneca Road from La Paz to Rodeo and the south side of Lorraine Drive from La Paz to Desert Knolls. This project included a pair of vertical displacements and ramp upgrades. On Hesperia Road between Bear Valley Road and Nisqually Road, pavement overlay and rehabilitation work was completed at an approximate cost of $566,000. This part of Victorville sees heavy traffic during commute hours, and our citizens are noticing the improvement. Lastly, a reclaimed water main was installed from the industrial wastewater treatment plant to the High Desert Power Plant at a cost of $614,000. This will allow for reclaimed water service to the High Desert Power Plant and other customers at SCLA. We have made some progress toward improving the infrastructure in Victorville, but more needs to be done. Let's take a look at some of the upcoming projects in 2015, beginning with the repaving of Bear Valley Road from Junior Road to Amethyst Road. Building a better Victorville through improved infrastructure maximizes efficiency, stretches scarce resources, and minimizes impacts on our residents. Looking beyond 2015, our city is determined to complete several new projects. Widening of the Bear Valley Road Bridge over the BNSF Railroad will ease traffic and improve the intersections at Ridgecrest Road and Industrial Boulevard. This project will be funded by a $5 million grant from the Federal Highway Bridge Program. At an approximate cost of $1,200,000, a new traffic signal at La Mesa Road and Highway 395 will connect La Mesa Road on both sides of Highway 395 and provide turning lanes for traffic. Grants totaling $654,000 from the Federal Highway Safety Improvement Program will allow installation of 2 new traffic signals at Nisqually Road and First Avenue and Mojave Drive and East Trail. An ambitious yet smart long-term project on the table is the Green Tree Boulevard extension. At an approximate cost of $32 to $35 million, this project would add a new road between Hesperia Road, Ridgecrest Road, and Yates Road, with a new bridge over BNSF Railroad. With a distance of about 1 mile, the road would connect to Yates Road, widening and Yakaloma Bridge, currently under construction. The project would also widen the Green Tree and Hesperia Road intersection and add a new traffic signal at the Green Tree Boulevard, realigned Ridgecrest Road intersection. The right-of-way acquisition will begin in early 2015 with design work funded by a federal demonstration grant to be completed by mid-2016. I can see those are very good news.
Yes, very, very, very.
Now our city manager, Doug Robertson, would like to share a few important updates.
So last night, actually, the City Council voted for an early repayment of the La Mesa Nisqually loan of maintenance money that we had through Sandbag. That'll free up maintenance dollars 18 months sooner than we expected. And it also gets us 3 years closer, we were 10, 3 years closer to actually funding that bridge if we ultimately have to fund it ourselves. We'll be leaning hard on Councilman McEachran as the incoming president of Sandbag to actually fund that bridge for us or find the money somewhere. And of course, we'll continue to work with our friends from the town of Apple Valley and the county on federal funding through a Tiger grant for that project. So, very exciting news for the next couple of years, actually, freeing up those maintenance dollars. We also asked the council to prioritize 4 of our most significantly impacted roads. So, sometime this year, Bear Valley Road from Balsam to the I-15 ramps will be repaved in those wavy sections that everyone loves to drive over. That's going to be repaved mostly in concrete to eliminate that problem. And then shortly after that, La Mesa Road from El Rio to Mesa Linda will be repaved. There's some really rough pavement in there, and with that new traffic signal at 395, we're anticipating more traffic there. Amethyst Road from Mojave to Bear Valley Road, right near Village School there, is also in desperate need. So that is also has been scheduled up because of the repayment of that loan. And finally, Industrial and Silica Road, the big L-shaped street that is the sort of the workaround there, is also going to be repaved in the near future. So they prioritize those projects based on need. And we expect all 4 of those major projects to be completed sometime in the next 3 years. Last year, I made a joke about drawing straws with city council members regarding who was going to speak about the SEC investigation and the litigation status. So I actually have a note on here in the speech, whoever wrote it, insert lame joke here. Because I said, and that's, I guess, the lame joke. I actually said I thought by this time next year, we'd be through it with a positive result. Unfortunately, some of the other people in the case, on, I don't want to say the other side, but, well, partially the other side, have successfully delayed the court case, and it's now scheduled in court for November. We're hoping to knock it out before that. We still remain confident, perhaps even more confident than last year, if that's possible. But I won't say any more lame jokes about it because maybe I don't know, maybe that was my fault that it got delayed. I also said, basically, we talked last year about the future strategic planning sessions, which we did have one. We're planning those now, and we'll invite your input into those. I would like to take just a moment as we conclude, before we get to the mayor's comments, final closing remarks, to thank Janelle Davidson from my staff and Sam Thapp from Sam Thapp Productions for putting together the PowerPoint presentation. Thank you, guys. And with that, I will turn it. With that, I'll turn it back over to Mayor Gloria Garcia for his closing remarks.
As you can see, we have our work cut out for us. In conclusion, Henry David Thoreau said, "I know of no more encouraging fact than the unquestionable ability of man to elevate his life by conscious endeavor, and endeavor we will." I would like to thank our City Council, City Manager, and staff for their commitment to our city. I would like to thank the Victor Valley Chamber of Commerce for giving us the opportunity to present the State of the City address today. And most of all, thank you to the citizens of our wonderful city for their support as we work together to elevate the quality of life in Victorville. God bless, and thank you very much.